Hello everyone. Greetings from team Friends of Farmers from the Asian Institute of Management, Philippines. Global crises challenge just about every aspect of society: finance, food, fuel, water, resources, and poverty, says Otto Scharmer, an eminent American economist. One such challenge is the increasing gap between agricultural production and rise in population. Small scale farmers, who contribute almost 80% of the global production, have a very low yield with little or no profitability. The world population would reach 9.6 billion by 2050. However, at present yield and capacity, we can only meet 60% of the increased demand. Hence, it is high time we realize the need to help the small-scale farmers to improve their productivity to feed the growing population. The challenges small-scale farmers face are limitless and backbreaking. Therefore, these farmers are increasingly shifting away from farming. Let's see how our farmers today, small farmers, the dominant section that feeds the world, are basically starving to death since they do not get a fair value of their contribution. So what needs to be done? Let's hear from Bill Gates on this issue.
Virtuous cycle that as you improve health, as you improve agricultural productivity, malnutrition goes down, more boys and girls go to school, then a country starts to have economic growth, and eventually a country can support itself and not need aid.
Is it time for the world to wake up to the relationship between poverty and wealth? We're about a week into the talks in Paris for COP21. The good news, we have an outline of a text. The bad news is that it's a very steep hill in terms of money needed.
So as we just saw, one of the biggest issues in solving these problems is the amount of investment required and shouldering that investment. In order to address this issue, we intend to create an agriculture fund that will be invested to create an integrated end-to-end supply chain for these farmers through common resources and a more certain market for the crops. Through a mutual fund, we are basically relying on small contributions from large number of multifunctional investors and therefore distributing the risks and the burden of investment. Through this 360-degree leadership integration model, we will involve agriculture-related industries, government, research centers, traders and buyers, financial institutions, and other young entrepreneurs to create better access to resources at much affordable prices, reducing the cost of investment. What is in it for the stakeholders? Corporate sector players can help these farmers as a part of their CSR activity, as these activities generally have government incentives since agriculture is considered the priority sector in most economies. For the buyers and traders, this fund would also tie up with agri-based product manufacturers and exporters, a more certain market for the farmers' products. We would use technology for integration of stakeholders, ordering system of farmers, research on fertilizers, and even training of farmers. As far as the financial institutions are concerned, we'll use a banking channel for channelizing the flow of funds and encourage farmers to use bank accounts to save and accumulate their money for seasonal fluctuations. The role of government is to promote and facilitate farming in all means, especially eco-friendly products and methods. Agriculture universities will train the farmers on new developments in agriculture. Research and awareness will be a prime motive of these institutes. Involvement of youth in agriculture will take its primary seat. Agriculture is more effective than other sectors in reducing poverty. Considering the rapid rise in population, agriculture can be an excellent opportunity for young entrepreneurs for not only carving out their own career but also creating new job opportunities. Taking environment into considerations, farmers would be trained to work with minimum or no chemicals, as there is an upward swing in the demand for organic products, which are produced without any negative externalities. So, what is the overall impact of this initiative? It is an integrated approach wherein all stakeholders get a fair share of profits and therefore reducing inequality of income. Using a profit sharing approach will involve the farmers in global economic system where they would get a chance to grow, develop and be self-sustained. It is a responsible approach of reducing negative externalities and therefore making the environment more sustainable for future generations through organic farming techniques. It would benefit the input suppliers since input would now be used by the farmers who could not use them earlier. Buyers would have access to high quality organic crops. In the absence of any middlemen, the margins can be shared among all stakeholders. Hopefully, through such a holistic and an integrated approach, this global challenge can be stopped from becoming a crisis and ensure a sustainable growth. Thank you.